Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I am replacing the rear end in a 2007 Toyota Tundra. Here's my truck. So we'll get right into it. You want to start by taking your rear wheels off. Well, of course, you got to jack it up first. Jack it up. Get you some jack stands under there for safety. Get both of your tires off. And I'm going to start by removing the shock on both sides. And then just because they're easy access on the outside, I don't have to get under the truck yet. And then I will go ahead and get my drive shaft loose. And after that, I will take the brake assembly, the caliper, and the brake bracket loose. So we'll get started with that. All right, I've got the shock bolts taken loose on this side. This nut is a 17 millimeter, same as the bolt. So I've taken that loose and just kind of pulled it back out of the way. So now I'll move on to the brake bracket. I'm gonna take it all. It's also a 17 millimeter for the brake bracket. So I've got an extendable ratchet, and I'll go ahead and take this loose. All right, so far I've taken the rotor / drum off. Sprayed a little bit of WD-40 around this seam here, and you got to kind of pound the rotor to break the rust free, and then you can slide the rotor off. And then the brake cable, the emergency brake cable right here, it's screwed in the back right here in this slot with a 10 millimeter bolt right here. So you take that 10 millimeter bolt off, and then you take this spring that goes in this hole and this hole. You get that out, you pry that loose. There's a tool you can, a brake tool that you can use for back here. And then once you take that spring loose, then you can get this piece out, which holds this ball right here. It holds that inside of this piece right here. Once you take that loose, then you can get this brake cable out your way. I'm just sticking it up here out of my way right there so it doesn't come back on me. And also there's a clip that holds this in place. I've taken that clip off. This is what the clip looks like. So you get that out of your way, and then you can free this up. And then we're gonna have to take this liner loose right here to be able to get it out of this bracket. So I'm gonna save that because it's gonna start leaking brake fluid when I take that part loose. So then I got the brake sensor, the speed sensor was in this hole. 10 millimeter bolt, I've got it loose, and the cable was in these little tabs right here. As you can see, I've got it right here, taking the tabs off as far as I can reach. So I got to get the middle one off over there. That one. So once I get that one off, Then I can start. Well, actually, since I can reach the drive shaft from here, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the bolts out of the drive shaft. So that's what I'm about to do here now. All right, so I've gotten everything loose. Drive shaft, 17 millimeter bolts. All these brackets that hold the brake line. As you can see, I got the brake line dropped down. And all of those are 12 millimeter bolts that hold the brake lines. So got all that loose, drive shaft loose. The e-brake line is loose. So now, shocks are loose on both sides, 17 millimeter bolts. So now I'm gonna grab a jack stand, place it under the rear end. I'll put it right here in this area on both sides and start taking the shackle bolts. Take the shackle bolts loose and start lowering it down. All right, I've got the shackle bolts, the nuts loose on the U-bolts. Got my jack stand in there so it doesn't fall all the way down on me. And now we'll go and repeat these steps on the other side. Oh yeah, and by the way, the shackle nuts are 19 millimeter. So I'll get this side loose. And what I did also was just took the brake lines out right here and twisted this back and forth until it broke so I could lay my calipers on the ground, because once you take those lines loose, you're gonna start leaking a lot of fluid. So I'm saving that step for last. When I install the new one, then I will break this connection and then put it right back together so I don't lose that much brake fluid. And you don't have to do as much bleeding. So that's what I did to try to keep from losing so much brake fluid and doing so much bleeding. So now go ahead and get these shackle nuts off and get this old this old rear end out and start putting a new one back in. Alrighty, so that was pretty much it as far as getting the rear end out. It is not very complex. You know, it just takes some time, some tools. It'd be a lot easier if you had an extra person to help you raise the rear end back up to put it back in. So installation will just be these steps in reverse. So if you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.